Bishop Williams' wife. She got her gone back to school, got her bachelor's degree, started a successful bakery in Diane's life, purchased a home, bought a car, did all that by being a single mother. Just like me? Yep, just like I did. Now, years had passed and she had made a name for herself in Jonesboro. She loved her husband, William, and together they had two more children, William Jr. They called him Billy and the family. Now, William ended up being pastor and then bishop, but he is an anchor, Church of the Living God. Diana moved up from the announcement clerk to the choir director, praise and worship leader, deaconess, up to evangelist. Now, on the outside, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother, a successful businesswoman, and she was a pillar in her church. She should have known better than anybody else that what happens in the dark sure gonna come to the light. She just never expected that light to shine on her. Now, Diana had one good with the customer. It had been years since that nightmare, and he still remembered it as if it was yesterday. The nightmares had stopped years ago, right before he had met Diana. But he was somebody different now. He had a new life, and he was a closest to the family. Yeah, dude. That's okay. What else was the problem? Now, he watched Diana roll her room as she was over her sleep. She looked beautiful as she slept. She always looked beautiful. a great wife, and William had done all he could for her, just as you have done for him. But loyalty didn't always equal love. William knew the difference. He hoped Diana did too. William ended up getting a text message later on that night. What did the message say? It told him to meet him at the spot at 5 p.m. And he didn't know who sent the message. That was the thing. And since he didn't know who sent the message, knowing the life that he used to live, that message could have been from anybody. That's why he said everyone that cried more and more. That's exactly why I said that. But let me tell you about his son Tyson. Now Tyson, he used to sit in front of the church in his car. And many Sundays he would open up his door back, get his air freshened out, and just drink it. Now, he used to say that because he didn't want no other speech from his girlfriend to hear about how his smoking was getting out of hand. Tyson knew it was getting out of hand. First it was just weak. Now, truth be told, he used to see his mama smoke that up when he was a child. Most times she would just get done preaching a sermon. His mother thought he didn't know. Well, he did. And when the weed was no longer effective, Tyson went from smoking this to Ali to ozone to chemo. And nobody knew his secret except for Sierra, or so he thought. And Sierra constantly was him to stop. And sometimes he would, sometimes stopping didn't always make it better. He would just end up drinking low. He wasn't sure what was what. All he knew, he just had to have that pain stop. He just didn't know how to have that pain stop. He was just tired of hurting. A lot of people can relate to that. So he thought smoking could help. And no matter how much he smoked and drank, or how many women he slept with, nothing seemed to help him no more. Now one Sunday, Tyson was in the car, doing what he did, looking in the mirror, spraying himself down with cologne. All he could think of was his mother's disappointed hug to church, and of course, Bishop William. Wow. I'm going to tell you what he did. But let me first tell you about Savannah. Now, Savannah was infamous for filling out her makeup palette and applying all her makeup, foundation, and all that kind of stuff. But on the inside, here's the story. It was just her outer appearance that was stone cold as a fact. And she was used to taking off her veil, looking at finding new ones, just like she was on an assembly line, robotically just moving. Usually her body would ache as she was from the tattoo cover makeup to her eyes and her chest. Sad thing was, the ache and pain weren't good. The hole in her heart wasn't easy. Different was, the hole in her heart when we came visit. She was tired. Tired of lying, tired of pretending everything was okay. She was due to get married in a couple of months. And if she could make it that long. But obviously she didn't really know. Savannah looked at her phone and rolled her eyes as her mama's name flashed across her screen. She just wasn't in the mood, not on a day like that day. Not for her mother, not to lead praise and worship, and definitely not for God. No matter how much he showed her she shouldn't marry him, she always apologized, and she always changed, and she always did it again. Somehow this was different though. This time, she brought me together. Pamela. I don't think I know Pamela. Is that a friend of Samson's?
Nope, his sister.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's fine. We have more than enough food for everybody. It sure would be nice to have a fresh, smiling face around here.
It sure would, Mom. Definitely would. Tired of always having everybody complaining around the table. We not gonna go there. What you think, Pop? Pop. Earth to Bishop Billings. Stop.
It definitely would be nice to have a smiling face around here. Speaking of a smiling face, are you gonna talk to Tyson?
Nothing to say, Bobs. I appreciate everything you do.
I definitely wish you did appreciate everything and you stop talking about appreciation and actually show appreciation. All right, let's stop. We are not gonna do this today. This is ridiculous.
Mom, these days you. Who pays?
You got jokes. Okay, funny boy. That's okay. Don't even worry about it.
That's Pam. I'll go get it.
So how was your day going? Fine, I can't wait for you to go ahead and meet the family. Yeah, they're right back here. Come with me.
I'm Pamela. Wow, Pamela Green. Jonesboro was a small city. It had a close-knit community, and for the most part, each section stayed to themselves. The church wasn't no different. Actually, the church was how Jonesboro funded most of its city. The local politicians and officials was a part of it. Bishop William Billings had come from a long line of clergymen. His father and his grandfather had both been prominent figures in the community. So it wasn't surprising that he found Tyson an embarrassment. That was the reason he enabled him so much. He did love him. No one but him and Diana knew that Tyson wasn't Williams.
not even Tyson himself. But he knew the potential in Diana. His father had pointed it out. Even back then, he knew she would represent him well as his wife and would help him get elected as mayor. Diana knew of his political aspirations. She always wanted to have the finer things in life, and both agreed that love didn't always make a marriage. Loyalty did. A partnership did. And they had that. Tyson not being his blood wasn't an issue. Tyson's father wasn't an issue either. Or so William thought. Pamela Green had been clean 12 years now. She'd been working at Diana's Delights for 5 years and had even become manager. In all that time, she'd never seen Diana, but she knew who she was. Before her days in Jonesboro, Diana Billings was Diana Bridges from Mohawk Springs, New York, a city 3.5 hours away from Jonesboro. Her father, Deacon George Bridges, owned 2 banks and a grocery store in Mohawk Springs. He was killed in a robbery, and 6 months later, Diana never was heard from or seen from again. Now, here she was in Jonesboro, almost 3 decades later, a successful businesswoman, an evangelist, and the wife of one of the richest bishops in Jonesboro. A man who must not have known about Diana's past. But Pamela knew, and she was all but too eager to expose the real woman Diana was. Never in a million years would she think that she would see Diana in Jonesboro, the mother of her little brother's best friend. Life was funny, but revenge was sweet. The only downside was exposing Diana would mean she would have to also face the skeletons in her own closet. She couldn't change the past. Her daughter was grown now, but it was time. Diana sat in her walk-in closet and slowly slipped her wine. How the hell was Pamela Green in Jonesboro? Her heart was racing. Anybody from Mohawk Springs would have been better than her. Pamela Green, Mohawk Springs' own bad girl who knew everything about Diana, everything that she wanted to put in her past. Seeing Pamela made her think of Malcolm, and Malcolm made her think of Cedric. Cedric Tyson, the finest, smartest man in Mohawk Springs. Her body quivered just at the thought of him. But Cedric was her past, and while she was content with being married to William, she knew she would never love him the way she loved Cedric. She knew from the grapevine that Malcolm had been killed, and to this day, his murder had never been solved. She wanted to reach out to Cedric then, but she couldn't. She had met William a few months after she heard about Malcolm being killed. She never talked to him after leaving Mohawk Springs. Mohawk Springs, the city where all the bones were buried. Cedric Tyson was seen as a noble man, but anybody knew him knew that he was anything but noble. Of course, he had raised his niece. What choice did he have? The only parent that she could rely on had been killed. Malcolm was a good man, a great brother, and an awesome father. He had taught Cedric everything he knew. But once he got with Pam, all that changed. Pamela had been addicted to drugs. But she kicked her habit once she got pregnant with Raina. But after she had Raina, Malcolm broke up with her. And when Raina was 6 months old, she picked her habit back up. Malcolm was determined to be even a greater father. He raised Raina, had a great job, bought a house, and even fell in love again. And for the first time after Pamela, Melanie was good for Malcolm, and he really loved her. That was until he found out that Melanie was engaged to someone else. It was rumored that Melanie's fiancé is the one who killed Malcolm, but nobody knew for sure. All Cedric knew is he wanted his brother back.